What if I told you I can help you systematically develop a personalized expertise that is genuinely aligned with your creative identity? Not to become an A+ imitation of anyone else, but to embrace who you are as a creative musician. At the Inspired Contemporary Pianist, we are building systems for you and with you to optimize your skill set and mindset so you can thrive. I'm Dr. Peter John Stoltzman, pianist, educator, and mentor. My mission has always been to help musicians tap into their unique voice, master the learning process, and experience the joy of music through intention and connection. And now I'm inviting you to join the Inspired Contemporary Pianist community. This is not just another piano course. This is a complete ecosystem designed around you, the creative musician who is craving the joy of learning, craving next level breakthroughs and systematic strategies for optimizing your thinking in practice and performance. I know what a difference it makes to get that clarity and to have a consistent accountability. Let me save you the pain of six-figure debt doing a doctorate like I did. In the Inspired Contemporary Pianist, I hand on to you all the things I have learned through 30 years of professional and academic experience. Whether you're a passionate hobbyist or pursuing music professionally, I'm here to help you grow. Everyone is invited to the Inspired Contemporary Pianist free community. It's a hub where pianists support each other, exchange insights, and build momentum together. You can get access to my online live sessions and a variety of resources for practicing and performing. Within the community, you can explore our Academy, featuring a growing library of courses crafted from decades of real-world performing and teaching jazz and commercial piano styles and techniques. Learn voicings, comping, improvisation, rhythm section fluency, and creative arranging all on your schedule. For those who want direct feedback and live interaction, there's the Mastery Group, including individualized feedback on your playing and practicing, monthly live rhythm section sessions, and access to our guest artist masterclasses. And of course, tons of other valuable resources and access to all of the courses. And when you're ready, our studio recording mentorship is the highest level of training, combining performance, composing, arranging, and career-focused coaching, culminating in a recording session at a top professional studio. Join us. Get inspired. Get real results. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Whoops. I bonked my camera out of place. Whoops. There we go. All right. Let's see. Today's session is going to be focused on some next level chord stuff and harmony stuff. We're going to get into voice leading and really kind of dive into creating tension and release. And there's so many ways to do that. We won't possibly be able to hit them all, but we're going to hit some of them. And we're going to hit it from kind of a micro and a macro perspective. So I think I want to start from inner voices. And this is more of a micro level of tension and release. And let's just look at, I just sat down at the piano and I was like, what tune could we play? I think maybe Minority is a good tune for this. It's got cascades of 2/5s, and also has a little bit of time on a minor 1. So we have a chance to maybe impose some tension and release on there. So Minority has a tune, I think the composer's Gigi Grice. And this can be a D minor or just an F minor 6. So let's just look at the beginning of this right here. Da-da. The melody already has tension and release in it, just built in, right? It's the 2 to the 1. It's in classical music, I think we call that an appoggiatura, right? It's starting on a non-chord tone and then resolving. Ba. And let's just forget for the second that it's going to D minor. Now let's just think about this as F minor. And how could we utilize inner voices to augment that feeling of tension and release? What if we move the 4 to the 3 as well as the melody going 2 to 1. And what if the left hand went 7 to the 6? What if the 5 went from the flat 6 to the 5? Now we have a diminished kind of thing. Now, I'm trying to play with the layering and the timing. Play around with these ideas. Even if we just had this as our structure, which is a drop 2 structure, right? We have a F minor major 7, and we'll take this second note from the top down an octave. That's our drop 2. That always fits really nicely into a 1/7 shell on the left. And then you have 1/7, 3/5, and melody, which in this case is 9. We could just move the left hand. Da-da-da, or dee-da-da, or dee-do-do-do, or doo-dee-da-do-do, doo-do. That leads us right to the D minor, so that's cool. Let's move on. Now, I didn't really do my homework before I sat down and played this tune. I'd have to go back and listen to some versions of this to know if it's always played with the flat 5 or maybe sometimes with the natural 5. Or in the name of creating tension and release with inner voices, let's do 5 natural on the G minor. here. And notice what I did with my left hand too. 1, 4, 7. I did this in a previous session. 1, 4, 7 to 1, 3, 7. These are the voicings we worked on last time. 1, 3, 7, or spread it out to 1, 7, 3. This is another great exercise. We're going to go to 2 5s in a little bit. All right. And again, you can play with the timing. All right? So I've got maybe that resolves afterwards, and we're creating micro layers of tension and release that unfolds and release into we're going to keep the same voicing. This is a great practice, so I'm just going to keep it. And it voices the melody really well because it's the 9. So we got our 3, 5, 9. We got our 1, 7 in the left hand. This folds into here. As long as we're talking about voice leading, just good voicings, especially on 2 5s, should give you effective voice leading. So in this case, this is fundamental 2 5 shell voicings. This would be in my Jazz Piano 1 course. And really, we're building content right now for Jazz Piano 2. This is like next level, right? So the assumption here is that if you're digging into this, you've already got this idea of 1 7 1 3 shell, or these guys are bigger, but 1 7 10 1 3 7 1 7 3, right? Ba da ba ba da ba ba. And now let's do the left hand again. Ba 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 ba. Now. And maybe the 9 here. How about that? Now this is playing on a typical line cliche of minor. We have the same thing here. We're just not doing it in the context of a 2 5. But here, to the major 7, flat 7, 6. All this has to happen pretty quick in this tune, right? Just 1 bar per chord. But you could drop it like that. And then we can match these things with the right hand, same thing. So if we're creating tension and release with an inner voice, we can do that. 9 to the flat 9. As we go up, same thing we did here. We can go 4 3. What about flat 6 to the 5? I never thought about doing that. So, when you approach these things, new possibilities appear. Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, never done that. Ooh. So we move all 3 notes down. Or we can move all 3 notes up. the flat 9. Yeah, I love the major 7 on this one. I know. I'm trying to think about how I can move this one too. Doesn't really want to move, does it? Oh. I think just the left hand here. So think about those appoggiaturas, if you will. What are the notes on either side of your chord tones? And rather than just playing your chords as a block, and that's a sound, you can actually create tension and release within your chords as you play them. That's the idea of voice leading. Now, there are a few of those things that are like, you got to practice that in 12 keys. Number 1 is the 4-3 on the dominant. Okay, so I'll just rehash that for you so you can practice it in 12 keys. It's so important. This is so important. Just 4-3 in your left hand. 1-4-7, 1-4-3. 1-3-7, sorry. 1-4-7, 1-3-7. And then the right hand, 9, can go to the flat 9 or sharp 9. In this case, we have the 13 as a melody. If we weren't worried about the melody, we could go to the flat 13. Or we could change it. Check out this one. Right? We were going here, but essentially what's happening is this 4-3. Same thing, right? All right. We got to shed this in 12 keys. Oops. D. Once you get used to these inner voices, attending to them, right? Da, da, this 4-3, dee, da, that in itself can become a target, right? So now, rather than just like, I have a thing and I'm gonna go, ba, da, which is cool, we gotta start there. But then we can even think, right, we can actually move. So there were a couple other things that I was doing in there that are a little bit more macro that I'm going to get to, okay? Harmonic tension release that then becomes like parallel or becomes functional. And we've covered 4/3 and the possibility of the 9 moving, right, to the flat 9. This is going to also be sharp 9. That's another inner voice that loves to move. Flat 9, sharp 9. And then natural 13, flat 13. Okay, this happens natural 13 to flat 13 and 9 to flat 9 happen a lot in Brazilian music too. It's a really good thing to get used to. So you get like I have a couple of notes here. I want to make sure I get the good things. Major 7. Okay, now, let's see. We don't really have any major 7s that we get to in this tune, so that's kind of sad. So let's change it up and get to a resolution. Let's see. Go into record me. Let's just do this. 4, 4, 3. Now, when we get to a major 7 resolution, let's use the same voicing just for the heck of it. 1, 7, 3, 5, 9. There are a couple of really typical voice leading tricks, okay? This one, I shouldn't call them tricks. They're just cliches. Sharp 5 to the 6. If you're a jazz player, you know this one. If you haven't learned it yet, there you go. That's what it is. You know it by ear. And typically, that's done with both hands to really emphasize that line cliche, because it's beautiful, beautiful inner voice movement. And just look at what it creates. It creates tension and release, right? Go both ways. More typically it goes from the 5, sharp 5 to the 6. And again, once you have that in mind, you can create pathways more creatively. So if it's sharp 5 to the 6, but we could be, chromatic with it. We could lead into it. We can start harmonizing it with other notes too. So that's the sharp 5 to the 6. That's another one you can practice. And our other major line cliche inner voice movement is the 2 sharp 2 to the 3. Sometimes it's the 4 sharp 2 to the 3, and sometimes it's kind of both. All right, this is a little bit more in the like swinging Oscar Peterson vein. I'm playing 1/6 in here. I'm gonna put the root on top. So this is a really good one to harmonize. 2 to the sharp 2 to the 3. Now, that is just the single note. It's also like C minor, C sharp diminished to D minor-ish, right? Just those, the like root and third of those things. You can also create contrary motion. Or harmonize in tenths, or sixths, that is. That's sixth, and then this is tenths. And that's where we get like our bassy. Right? If you add the sixth in here, oops. That's fun. All right. So that will make it so when you're swinging, you never have to be static. You can also use the 5 chord, the five chord with the sharp 5. It's really typical. Something like this. You might end up here and use that right? So sharp 5 to the 6 and back. To sharp 2 diminished to the 3. Okay, so that's my inventory. The first half hour, I wanted to lay those out. Inner voice movements. All of those can be practiced isolated in 12 keys. Work that out. To be honest, like if you ask me to go through 12 keys and play that stuff, you know, like this, in, you know, at a tempo with no time to think, that would be very tricky for me right now. Like, I haven't really shed that G flat. I can see it, but it's not easy. B, like, could I do it? It's not nearly as obvious to my eyes. chance there, but all of those and more, you know, any variations that you come up with are worth practicing. I showed you also in there the 5/7 with the natural 9 and the sharp 5, right? It's a very good tension and release move. You know, the 4 minor also is a great tension and release move. Maybe you want to use that. Let's transition now into, oh, I see there's a couple of eyes in here. Hi. I don't know if I have, I can't see the chat. I didn't enable it or something, so I'm like, apologize if you're chatting at me and I'm not meaning to ignore you. I just didn't enable my view of it. All right, there we go. Comments. So I think if anybody wants to ask or say anything, you are welcome to, and hopefully I will see. Make sure that's enabled in Zoom too. All right. So transitioning now to more of the macro level. Let's look at 2 5s. Let's go back to minority. And let's look at the 2 5s and some of the things that we can do because it gets pretty fun. How about that one? G minor 7 to C7, right? We've got those inner voices, that's all fun, great, but what about a more macro thing where we create tension and release leading to the C7? D flat, 7. This is that dominant 7 with the sharp 5 and a natural 9. It doesn't have to be that, I just like that one here. I like that sound resolving. You could make it sharp 9. Now, if we don't have to rely on voicing the melody, we can get even more free, right? And go parallel. So now we got parallel shapes. Sus chord on C7, come at it from a sus chord on D flat, and lock it back in to C7. Oh, shit. I gotta think about how to create those pathways. And you don't have a lot of time once you start superimposing new things, right? So you got to be really careful to be still cognizant and locked into the timing of these things. They're very typically, if you start imposing more macro shifts of tension and releases harmonically, you will go over bar lines. So you really have to have your solid tether to the form, to the band. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So trying to fit in some of those things. Again, we just don't have a lot of time. So we got to be, we got to be real secure in our knowledge of the tune, our ability to retether if we untether. All right, so with that said, let's go through a few more. So I love a parallel sus on the 5. And we could come at it from other things than half step above. Just half step above works great. Literally everything shifts out because you're a half step out. And so it's just guaranteed that like, ooh, tension and then, release, right? And sus, it's sexy. So you get, minor. Okay, so try to expand it there for you. So that gives you a half step from below, and then why not get a little bit crazy right here? You got 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4 on C, right? You could even, this is another macro move, you could even substitute a different chord type on top of like the F minor at the top of the form. I played B flat major by accident, but you could do that too. Like danger zone, but potential. And if you have a pattern that you've created, then it can actually be something intelligible. So let's say we get to the end of this. I'm playing F sus at the top. I did it again. Okay, now, what about we come to here? If we want to create the tension and release and match the inner voice movement with our right hand. Remember these guys? Da, 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 or do, do, or do, do. there it is, right? We come to the top. And we can still use those things. It doesn't just have to be on the melody. We can use them when we're comping for ourselves, when we're playing as well, right? So those are some really fun things to dig into and get deeper in. Now, talking about 2/5s, just a circle back, and we're going to go on a little bit different branch. So we have our parallel approach, or what I did here, tritone sub. But we also just have our 5-to-1. It's always there for us. 5-to-1. And what's 5-to-1 in a 2/5? It's the 2 being dominant. This is something Oscar Peterson is masterful at, Herbie, lots of great players. It gives you kind of a hard bop vibe, and it also it's just a little bit of stank face on a 2/5 that can sound, 2/5s can be very kind of like obvious, right? Whatever. So if we get what if we make a G7 and use some inner voices on G7? 13 to the flat, 13. Now we're really back in Brazilian mode. What if we do sus? That's tricky to solo on. Now, the extended dominants, though, are so useful. In a 2/5, you make the 2 a dominant. You can also use a dominant approach to the 2. So just the beginning of this tune is that, right? It's a 1-6-2-5. So let's make that D minor chord a dominant chord when we're soloing. We can't really do, well, oh no, we can. We totally can. We can make this sharp 9. Woo! Doesn't quite match with the melody, but that's okay. Our 5s are built in here on this 2/5 cycle, right? Yeah. So that could be fun at the beginning of a chorus, right? Maybe you're ramping up, 2nd, 3rd, 4th chorus. If you're going to get to a 4th chorus and be viable, you better have some harmonic options. So 1, minor 6, major 7, 6 with the altered dominant. How about 2, 5. Yeah. Ah. Ah. Yeah. I like that. Ah. Yeah. After I did those 2-5 exercises to B flat major, my fingers are like, B flat major, please. All right. Cool. So yeah, I'm really into that. They're you can treat them all as altered dominants. Or you could treat them as like all diminished. All diminished would be fun. Ah. Ah, shit. All sorts of pathways that you could practice. I like it. I like it. So many possibilities. All right. How about if I do one last thing? And I'm going to show you something I might tell a student to do and practice it myself. So map out your strategies for like a 3-chorus solo. Let's do that. Let's map out the strategies. Got a little note card here. First chorus, second chorus, third chorus. Okay, first chorus. We have, just to review, we have our micro levels of tension and release with inner voice movement. And that could be a good starting place. Adding 4/3 resolutions to all the 5 chords, or some of them, all right? I like that. Let's start there. Okay, add 4/3 resolution on 5/7s. And then, yeah, these choruses are going to go by fast. It's a short tune. So let's just choose one specific thing to incorporate each chorus. 4/3s for the first chorus. Second chorus, we had some parallel motion approaching, and we had 5/1 approaching, Let's do 5 to 1s. Or yeah, it could be either. But let's just do harmonic approach. Harmonic approach. If one of these is particularly either new or something you really want to get into your playing, just choose one very specific thing, right? So, for the sake of the argument here, or the practice, let's do half step, parallel, sus. And let's also try to get in some half step minor. So like an approach to the 2 in the 2-5, an approach to the 5. And I'm going to give myself some leeway to say, like, I could land on the 2 and go up a half step and back. Or I could use it as an approach to get to the 2. And then third chorus, let's get even more interesting with add inner voice movement to the left hand and try to integrate that into what we're playing on the right hand, and harmonic substitution. So not approaches, but literally substituting a different chord type. So like instead of minor, we'll play sus, or instead of a minor 2, we'll play a dominant 2. All right. Cool. So just to recap, first chorus, add 4 3s. Let's go through it slowly and just talk through what it could look like. Here we go, 4-3. Or it's good voicing here for this. This is like too low. I don't want to go that low. Okay, so that could be first chorus. Pretty clear on these 4 3s, like that or like this. And then second chorus, half step parallel sus, or half step minor parallel. So it's the same thing. Let's try. I didn't think that through. We could try a half step minor. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. We could try a half step minor from below. That's what I was gonna say. Oh, there it is. Am I boring myself? No, I'm just tired. Yeah. We're coming to a flat minor. Cool. That's going to be a fun second chorus. And then third chorus, we're going to add inner voice movement to the left hand and or harmonic substitutions. So there we go. Yeah. Where are the substitutions? I did sus before. That could be a thing. Maybe that's a fourth chorus. Maybe we use inner voice movement on the third chorus, and we do a fourth chorus with harmonic substitutions. Let's do it. And maybe with this one, I'm going to target, I'm going to try to target the 2 chords and make them dominant. And I'm going to try to target the F minor and make it like diminished or sus. Okay. Whew. I got my work cut out for me. This is what I would ask a student to do. So let's get into it. Okay, let's see. And if I screw up, it's going to be brilliant because then we can work on practicing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallel sus. Here we go. Inner voice movement. Harmonic sub. Ah. Yeah. I love that dominant 2/5. G13. Going to C altered. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like the dominant 2 as diminished and the dominant 5 as altered. Ooh. There's lots of possibilities. Lots of possibilities. But the point is, you really do have to hone in and shed these things. And then, If I were going to be a really good student for myself, I would record myself playing that and go back and listen, and do some kind of self analysis and maybe self transcription and maybe recomposing of some moments where it's like, ooh, that was cool. I didn't quite get that thing. Or I think I think that would be better if it happened earlier, right? Because a lot of what I was doing right there was just trying to keep up with the time and look up and be like, what's the strategy? What's the strategy? Oh, yeah, harmonic substitution, right? And throw it in. But uh, if we go back and analyze, we might hear some stuff that's like, ooh, that's good, but it needs to happen, you know, on beat three leading into the next bar, rather than like whatever last second. So uh, I think we're going to call it right there. If I had some folks joining me, we've had a few people drop in and out, and there's nobody here with me right now. So since I don't have questions to answer or things for you guys that I can help you work on, we'll just call it a day. But yeah, come join if you haven't already our community at the Inspired Contemporary Pianist, and you can get there through my website, peterjohnstoltzman.com. All right. Peace, y'all. Happy practicing. Keep music in your life. It's so important. Hug the people you love and hang in there.